Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, May 16th. Like always, I'm your guy, Hector, joined by my compañeros this morning. I got my guy, TC Stills, and I got the lovely, the one and only Miss Grace Monroe. How are we doing this morning, Yankee Familia?
So good. I'm doing great. I feel amazing. I woke up this morning on the sunny side of the street, on the right side of the bed, whatever you want to say. I'm feeling great. TC, yes. How are you feeling?
Same. I mean, it's just, being here with you guys makes my day. It's awesome. Aww. So, Yankees are doing great. And that's a big part of, why we're all smiling, hey, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, definitely. We are doing like a sort of a Yankee pregame show because the Yankees, they play today at 1 o'clock. Yeah. Tune in later on today on Twitter Spaces at 6 p.m. We normally do a pregame at 6 p.m., but we're going to be doing a postgame today at 6 p.m. But I got to say something before we continue. Miss Grace Monroe yesterday, she woke up and she chose violence. First of all, shout out to Grace. That was an amazing video she sent over to me about the Houston Trastros, and the Houston Astro fans were super upset in the comment section on YouTube, on Instagram, on the Tiki-Taki. So you know what, Grace? You did one thing good. You got the Astro fans upset. Go ahead, Grace. Talk to them.
I mean, why are they? What's wrong? Why are you so upset? Why are you so upset? What's going on? Are you in? Is your team totally imploding and everyone's loving it? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Those Astros fans were commenting on my short so much, trying to get me to engage. Mm-hmm. I wrote out so many comments back to these trolls, and then I was like, you know what? Delete. I don't even have time to mess with these idiots because, I mean, one guy, I think one person said, imagine being a team that loses to the same team 4 years in a row in the postseason or something like that, and I was like, imagine bragging about a franchise that's only got 2 ships and one with an asterisk.
Uh-huh.
But then I was like, never mind. Let me just not even engage because the Yankees are so far above any other sports franchise in history. And I mean that with all disrespect. Yes. That we can't even be bothered, okay? Like, yeah, it's been a while since we've been to the championship. But, in sports, people always say scoreboard. And Yankees have the scoreboard forever. Mm-hmm. Until anybody even approaches our level, get out of here with that mess.
Yeah. And right now the Yankees, are rolling, right? There's 3 things in life that's an automatic guarantee, right? It's death, it's taxes, and it's the New York Yankees owning the Minnesota Twins. And ever since the early 2000s, the New York Yankees, they have a 75% win percentage on the Minnesota Twins. So like I said, death, taxes, and the New York Yankees owning the Minnesota Twins are guaranteed things, 3 things in life. I want to shout out the chat before we continue. I throw it over to my guy TC Stills, but shout out my guy Norman Soto in the building. Norm, how you doing? Of course, the save situation is in the building. My guy Jacob Petruzzi is in the building.
Jacob.
Big time Jerry Cadell is in the building. Jerry, how you doing? My guy On Dios NYK is in the building. Louis G is in the building. Damian Serrano is in the building. What it do, Dame? Stephen B is in the building. My friend Sierra Poteet is in the building as well. Shout out to the nosebleed section. My guy NFE from the Strike Zone. Salute to you, my guy. Salute to you. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to my guy NFE. We got Ness in the building. Shout out my good friend Shanti in the building. And of course, Richie Rivera from Empire State of Baseball. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Like always, if you guys can, smack the like button, hit that subscribe button, and smack the reactions. Engage with the reactions on the side of the chat. Hit the emojis, get it up so we can get more Yankee fans in the conversation. I'm going to throw it over to TC to lead us off in the first combo that we're going to talk about. And we got to talk about the captain, number 99. All rise because Aaron Judge is back. He is hitting 255 on the season. He has 11 home runs, 29 RBIs. Talking Yanks, they put it out. Ever since May 4th, May the 4th be with you, when Aaron Judge got ejected for the first time. It's been 8 games. Aaron Judge is 10 for 28. He has a 357 batting average, 3 doubles, 4 home runs, and 7 walks. He has an OPS of 1393. TC, how you feeling about number 99?
Yeah, I think May the 4th was the day Judge, woke up and his season started. So, it's safe to say I think he's all the way back. 4 for 4 yesterday, on base 5 times. In my book, that's a cycle. Those doubles, one double could have been a triple, one double could have been a single. So, hats off. That's what a game for Judge. He's seeing the ball so well right now. The pitchers, they don't want any part of him now. I doubt they even pitched to him today. That first home run, oh my God! In the first inning, 467 feet. I think third deck. I don't think Minnesota's ever seen a shot up there that high.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
It's good to see. As our team goes, so as Judge goes, so does our team. Soto carried the load in the first 20, 25 games. Judge is our captain, and Judge is here now. Judge is leading the charge, and his average has jumped, I think, about 50, 60 points in the last 2 weeks. That's incredible. He is all the way back. It's good to see, and anyone that doubted, Judge, hey, get out of the way now. Judge is here to stay. He's crushing it.
Yeah, I want to shout out my guy Jose On Dios NYK. On Dios, he's a Met fan. He said this: I swear, I'm not cheating, Mets Nation. I'm just here for support, and so I don't get fined. Shout out to my guy On Dios, who says hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Salute to you, my guy On Dios. And Jay Boogie's in the building. He says good morning, good morning, good morning. 3 capital S's to the dome. Blessings, health, happiness. The movie was above the rim. The Yankees are above the bat. Shout out to Jay Boogie. Grace Monroe, I throw it over to you. What's your thoughts on number 99, Judgy Wudgy?
Oh man, he was okay. So do you remember a couple weeks ago when everybody was dogging on Judge because they interviewed him after the game and he said something like, "We have a good offense" or something like that, and then everybody was like, "How dare Aaron Judge say we have a good offense? How can he?" Blah, blah, blah. Remember when they were talking about that? Last night, this man went 4 for 4. He went absolutely out. He played out of his mind last night, okay? They're interviewing him after the game. And what did he say? He said, they were like, how do you feel after, such an amazing night? And he goes, ask me in November. That's what he said. He said, ask me in November. Get back to me in November. We have unfinished business. We have work to do. And I'm just sitting here thinking, shame on everyone who said that this wasn't Aaron Judge's team, said that he didn't deserve to be captain, said that he should go back to AAA because some people actually had that take. Shame on all those people. Now, there's nothing wrong with being frustrated when a player who carries the team typically was going through a slump, getting annoyed that it's taking so long. How can we break him out? What's going to happen? La, 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 la. I get that. but don't cross the line and watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Yeah, and shout out my guy Richie who said, "On Dios, if you have nothing better to do on a Monday night at 8 p.m., my guys Joe and Corey talk Mets on our live stream. Would be happy to see you there." Absolutely. Make sure you guys go and support ESB Empire State of Baseball. Even though they're Mets fans, Corey, I like the guy. He's cool. My guy Joseph Puglisi, even though me and him, we butt heads, that's still my guy Joey P. Shout out to my guys over there at ESB. I'm going to be putting the link for the open panel in a few minutes just to get everybody in to the conversation. Again, the Yankees play today at 1 p.m. I just want to take a second to shout out my guy Keith McPherson. Shout out to my good friend Keith McPherson, who was on our Knicks show yesterday, but the news dropped. I was able to put it out on Twitter, and Keith kind of hinted at it. But Keith McPherson, he's going to be covering, he's going to be filling in for Susan on Friday and Saturday, calling the Yankee game. And I want to take a second to say shout out to Keith McPherson. We've had him on the show a couple of times, TC. Keith McPherson, he's a fan like us. He started in the bleachers, and now he's in the booth calling the game. So shout out to my guy, Keith McPherson. I see a lot of people on the internet, the first thing they said, does he have any experience doing it? You know what, TC? You know how you get experience? By somebody allowing you to do it for the first time. And I appreciate the Yankees because, you know, somebody in the Yankees management, they had to okay this in order for Keith McPherson to get that opportunity. So shout out to my guy Keith, and shout out to all you Yankee fans and all you Yankee content creators that are out there. There's a lot of us out there. There's a lot of new content creators as well. Keep on grinding, keep on hustling, because you never know who's listening.
You're next,
to you.
Hector. Hector, you're next.
Nah, listen, I just want to be humble and just be here talking with you every day. That's all I want. Shout out to the chat. My guy FL Diver is in the building. Desiree Conrad is in the building. Shout out to my brother, mi hermano de la isla, Anthony Medina. Anthony, my brother, I love you. I appreciate you. Please, I sent you my number, Medina. Let me know whenever you guys, your family have the service for your father. I would love to show up and be in there to support you, bro. So you just let me know. You give me that information. Switching the convo right now. Sierra says, I love that. A fan is doing it. Too many times we automatically give these jobs to ex-athletes when there are plenty of talented people out there. Absolutely. And one person who I think should be getting a call when it comes to calling a Yankee game is my guy Rich Rivera from Empire State of Baseball. He does a phenomenal job when it comes to helping out over there with the Somerset Patriots. So shout out to my guy Rich. He has the voice for when it comes to calling these games. I don't. I mess up words and I mispronounce words. Not my guy Rich Rivera. Shout out to Rich in the chat. But no, going back to Aaron Judge, there are a lot of Yankee fans saying, is number 99 done? Is he washed up? Is this now Juan Soto team? And I want to take a pause on that real quick, right? Because yes, has Juan Soto have an amazing first month and a half of a season? Absolutely. He is leading the conversation when it comes to MVP, if you ask me. But when you look at it, number 99 is still number 99 for a reason. And knowing that we have Aaron Judge going right now, while Juan Soto is in a bit of a slump. Let's be honest. He's in a bit of a slump. He got one hit in that Tampa series. I know he got a double in yesterday's game. But I'm going to ask you, TC, and then throw it over to Grace. With Juan Soto slumping while Aaron Judge is going up, and Aaron Judge was slumping while Juan Soto was hot, is it beneficial for the Yankees to have both of them hot at the same time, or one of them hot and the other one cold, so they could flip-flop who's carrying the team for a couple of weeks? What's your thoughts on that?
No. I mean, it's always good to have everybody hot at the same time. I mean, who's carrying the team this week? Who's this week? Next week? No, I mean, because I bring that up to say, because we could have 2 or 3 weeks when both of them are cold. That's why I bring that up. So is it beneficial for us to have 2 or 3 weeks of both of them being hot, or one of them being hot and the other one being in the weeds and they're just flip-flopping on who's carrying the team? I should have questioned it better. My fault, TC. No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, of course we need to have one of them hot. We can't have them both cold, because then, we saw last year when Judge was cold, it was it. The team was flat. So we need both of these guys at one point to carry the team. Right now it's Judge. Soto, like you said, month and a half was leading the charge, and now he's kind of falling off a little bit, but not in the dugout. That guy's still, he's still cheering everybody on. He's still He's still, giving everybody advice. It's baseball. We've said it time and time again. It's a hard game. You have highs, you have lows. It humbles you. So it's okay. I mean, but having Judge do what he's doing now, we can see that he's probably fully healthy now. He's hitting the ball hard. He's hitting it everywhere. So would I like to have one hot at one point throughout the season? Yes, of course I would.
Medina, we love you,
I'd love
bro.
to see them both be hot all
love
year.
you, Medina. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Grace. I'll throw it over to you. Go ahead.
I agree with TC. I think that I see your point, Hector, though, that if one of them is hot all the time, then we have one guy hot all the time, no matter what, as opposed to having both of them hot and then both of them cold, right? But I think the safety net that is built into our lineup that is so important is the fact that Juan Soto bats ahead of Judge. So even if his bat is cold, and I wouldn't say his bat's necessarily cold right now, but if his bat is cold, he's still walking at such a high percentage that if Aaron Judge is batting well, it's going to equate to a run 9 times out of 10. And let me tell you something else. Tuesday night, Juan Soto became the all-time leader of career walks before the at the age of 25 or younger of all time. He was tied with Mickey Mantle, but with his walk on Tuesday night, he is now the sole record holder of most career walks age 25 and under.
Yeah, he has a great
Everyone on this list is a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
The amount of walks that Juan Soto does is such a huge contribution to the team when you have a hitter like Aaron Judge right behind him.
Great point.
And so even if he's in a cold streak or a slump, he's still walking at such a high clip that it's helping the team immensely with batters like Aaron Judge and Alex Verdugo and Giancarlo Stanton and all these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, even when you look at, and shout out to some people in the chat, I'm going to bring it up real quick. Sierra says, Juan Jose Pacheco Soto, we love you. Absolutely. Shout out to Juan Soto. My guy, Ruben, Juan Soto's 25 right now. He turns 26 in October. When you look at it, and this is how much of a great season he's having. Because we're saying Juan Soto, he's slumping right now. He has a 3-game hitting streak. That's the funny part of it. When Juan Soto slumps, shakes up in his last 10 games, with him slumping, Juan Soto's hitting 275. He has 1 home run, 9 RBI, 7 runs scored in his last 10 games. And this is Juan Soto slumping. This is him slumping right now. This is how good this offense is, and it's good to see Aaron Judge finally living up to the back of his baseball card. He was 4 for 4. He led off his first at bat was a moonshot. I don't think it landed yet in Minnesota. He had 470. He had a shot 475 in Yankee Stadium, and then he was like, "Hold my cup of coffee. I'm gonna go to Minnesota and I'm gonna hit a bomb for 430, 440 feet as well." But another guy in the lineup who was slumping, but he started to catch it, to turn it on. We got to talk about Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe, he has an 8-game hitting streak. And in his last 7 games, Anthony Volpe is hitting 344. He has a 382 on base percentage, 625 slugging, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and 5 runs scored. On the season, his batting average is right there, almost at 270. He has 5 home runs, 22 RBIs. When the Yankees prematurely put Anthony Volpe in the leadoff spot, right? I was telling people, we was on Twitter Spaces, it may take him some time to get adjusted to it, right? He was batting in the 6th, 7th spot before. It may take him some time. He was slumping, and he was slumping really bad. But over the past 5, 6, 7 games, 8 games, or during this hitting streak, he has returned into that to that player we saw in the first 15 games of the season. So as quick as Yankee fans wanted to just throw the gasoline and light the match on Anthony Volpe and say, "Oh, well, we ruined the kid. Anthony Volpe's over. We got to move him to second base and we got to find a shortstop of the future." It seems like he's starting to find himself. Grace, I'll throw it over to you. Give us your take when it comes to El Calzone, Anthony Volpe, and then throw it over to TC. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to bring up our friend Damian Serrano to join us in on the conversation. Go ahead, Grace.
Volpe is on an 8-game hitting streak. I mean, listen, this guy is for real. He is really, really filling out into form before our eyes. His second year in the league. His first year, we all know how it turned out. He still did win the Gold Glove, regardless of if you believe he deserved it or not out there. He does. He is a Gold Glove winner. And he has been holding it down in the infield. I know he had an error last night. I'm not sure if they actually marked it as an error because they never mark errors anymore. But he did have an error last night. But that notwithstanding, he has been lights out defense in the infield. He's been such a big part of our team. Being able to say, like, hey, kid, you're going to be leadoff now, that's a big deal. Like, he is so young. He is learning on the job. He's figuring it out. And he's being super productive. An 8-game hitting streak, it's awesome. And my favorite part was when he laid down 2 bunts in the game. One down the third baseline, one down the first baseline. He ended up reaching on basically fielder's choice, but he reached both times on the bunts. That's what I want to see from Anthony Volpe. Get on base no matter what. That's your job now. And I love to see it. I love to see him reading the defense, changing his approach, laying down a bunt, or dropping a base hit in, whatever he needs to do for the team, for his role. He's doing great. I love Anthony Volpe, and I was one of the people that a while ago was discussing maybe to move him over to second at some point, like TC said on Tuesday, but I'm converted. I think Anthony Volpe is our shortstop. And he's really good. That throw he made super deep in the hole, was that Tuesday? A couple days ago.
Yeah, that was a couple days ago, but I was in the series.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, y'all. Give that man some respect. He's looking good. Hi, Damien.
And shout out my guy Damien. I'll throw it over to Damien to get his take on Anthony Volpe. But also, shout out to my guy Ruben in the chat. Ruben also said Volpe has moved to the leadoff. Well, when Volpe was moved to the leadoff, he was already cooling down. Many thought he cooled down after being put in the leadoff spot, but I'm glad he's getting it going again. Absolutely, Ruben, and that's a good point right there. When Anthony Volpe was moved into the leadoff spot, he was starting to cool down. So he may have been starting to go into a slump. Now you're telling this kid, hey, we're going to have you lead off the game. You're going to have to go against the pitcher when they're fresh and when they're ready to go. And that's an adjustment period that any big leaguer, it doesn't matter if you've been in the league for 5, 6, 10, 15 years, you're going to have to adjust to that. But Anthony Volpe, Ruben pointed it out. He was leading games off in the minor leagues, right? Yeah. He may not have that legendary plate discipline like Juan Soto or Jasson Dominguez has in the minor league system, but at the same time, he has the speed. Right, so let Anthony Volpe cook. Let him be in that leadoff spot. Again, I want to shout out the chat. Shout out to my good friend Erica Garcia, who's in the building. Erica, how you doing? Erica says Volpe is our shortstop and our leadoff. The kid started too hot. Baseball, it's an even odd flow. Absolutely, you hit the slump not because of where he is in the lineup, but because baseball is a game of adjustments. Absolutely, and I mean. It's easy for us Yankee fans to want any player we get, whether that's a homegrown talent or whether that's a free agent. We're going to want them to be on their A game, right? Just like Juan Soto, right? We're talking about Juan Soto slumping, but he's hitting 275 over his last 10 games. And I get it. And maybe unfair being a New York sports fan and you have that lens that you view your players as what have you done for me lately, and that may be unfair for these players, but at the same time, it's just the nature of the business. And like Erica said, baseball is a game of adjustments. I'm gonna throw it over to my guy Damien. Throw it over to TC. Let's get your takes when it comes off Anthony Volpe, and I got somebody else backstage who's going to be joining us on the conversation, just because we just started doing Twitter Spaces Monday through Friday. Damien, you already know our guy Ghost is backstage. I'm gonna bring him up so he could join us in a second. But go ahead, Damien. I'll kick it over to you, and I'll kick it over to TC afterwards. Go ahead.
Let this be a lesson learned for the New York Yankees. When you have young, good players, don't let them rot in the minors. Bring them up, let them play. This is one thing that we've always wanted from the Yankees is, listen, you got good players, Miguel Andujar, sit there and let them rot. So many have sat there and rotted and never got the chance. So let this be a lesson learned. Let these young guys play. They'll figure it out as long as you have strong veteran presence around the lineup. So Anthony Volpe's doing his thing, man. What can we say? That's our Gold Glove shortstop. Hector, we did a pregame the first day he got called to be the leadoff, and we were 80-20 on it. And listen, the guy has slumps. Everybody has slumps, but the kid is learning on the job, like Grace said. And man, every day you see him improving. And shortstop, listen, the one thing about Volpe, no matter whether he had the slump or not, the defense never failed, never lacked, never regressed. So listen, Volpe's the dude, and he's going to be the leadoff for a long time coming.
And Erica obviously taking a shot at Brian Cashman. We still should have traded Andujar and Frazier for Garrett Cole. Listen, I'm not going to defend that whatsoever. Go ahead, TC. I'll throw it over to you. Go ahead, brother. And I'm going to set up the screen. I'm going to just be moving people around. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, I mean, to Damien's point, we need these young guys to come up, because if we're going to sign Juan Soto, we're going to need these younger kids to fill out the roster. There's no way we're going to be able to afford it. But, Volpe was when he came up, I knew he was going to be a leadoff hitter. He fits the role. He's got the speed. He gets on base. He's contact hitter. Yeah, he tries to swing for the fence too much, but it's a game of adjustments, and I think he's adjusted now. And he's a year in already. He sees he's been seeing all these pitchers now, so he gets an idea. But these pitchers make adjustments, and he has to make adjustments on the fly as well. He can't be chasing that pitch outside. I see lately he's been swinging at some bad pitches, but this game is a hard game. You can't always be a 300 hitter like a Rise or Ichiro or Tony Gwynn of the past, Wade Boggs. You might hit the ball hard and make loud outs. I mean, it happens. So, hats off to Volpe. He's cherished the role he's got right now as leadoff hitter. I can't wait to see, how the season plays out.
Yes.
And I would not move him. I'm not moving him anywhere else in the lineup. As he goes, so does the team. We need him on base. And Grace, I love the bunts. I love to see more of that. Take what the defense gives you. If they're playing you, shading you all to the right side, lay one down. You got to do it. You got to do it. And this team needs to start scoring more runs. I know in the past 2 days, 26 hits, only 9 runs. So got to get the runs through. And Volpe's the leader of he's the leader of the lineup. So he's got to start. I got to see more stolen bases from him. I got to see more movement. But hats off to the kid.
No, I get that, right? But when you look at it right now, Anthony Volpe is on pace to still over 30 bags. So you may want to see him get more stuff. 30 bags, that's more than what he got last year, TC.
Yeah, but he should have at least 50. I think 50 is about
okay. Well, look at TC. He's saying double it. I want double. You see what I said? Us New York sports fans.
I'm an old school guy.
What
I
have
love the
you
old
done
school ball
for me lately? But I'm gonna bring up my guy Ghost real quick. Ghost, let me get a thumbs up backstage. Let me know you're ready to rock out. So this is my guy Ghost. This is somebody that I met on Yankees Twitter. And again, shout out to my guy Ghost. We do a pregame now, Monday through Friday. You can catch me and Ghost talking Yankees baseball at 6 p.m. With everything going on right now with the Knicks. I'm running around. I'm crazy. I'm always outside of the house. So I got to do the Twitter space. So I want to say shout out to my guy Ghost. Ghost, how you doing this morning? How you feeling, bro?
Anytime Hector needs me up here, I'll come. He's my man. He's my brother. He's helped me out. So I'll come in anytime he needs me.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. But what's your thoughts on the conversation? We're talking Anthony Volpe. We're going to switch gears to Giancarlo Stanton, every Yankee fan's favorite topic. But what's your thoughts on Volpe and him over the past 7-8 games?
He's been very productive. He's gotten on base. He's gotten hits that we needed. We needed the offense to roll off of him, and it's worked. And a lot of times when we talk about the beginning of when he got put into that leadoff spot, he was doing horrible. He wasn't getting any hits. He was striking out a lot. And then obviously seeing him now, he's progressively gotten better at the plate. He's been more aware at the balls and strikes, getting on base a lot quicker, hitting the balls left and right. And he's gotten on base a lot better now than he was before. And I'm happy with that because that shows that he's progressively gotten better and he's seeing the ball better. He's making contact better and he's doing things a lot more differently than he was when he was put at the leadoff spot before. Now, I was one of those people that didn't even want him near that because I felt he wasn't ready for that until a few months or maybe even until next year, until I felt he was ready enough to get to that spot. Because at the 7th spot, he was doing excellent, bringing in runs, bringing in a lot of those people on base, getting on base, doing the same thing that he's doing now as a leadoff, which is what he was doing at the 7 and 6 spot. So I'm happy for him. I'm very happy for him.
Mm-hmm. Copy. That's great. My guy Jiggerman Porto, he says, definitely my favorite part of the show is when we talk about Giancarlo Stanton. And I'm going to throw it over to you, Grace. You're going to lead us in this conversation. And then after you, I'll throw it over to Damien and then TC and then back over to Ghost. When it comes to Giancarlo, and shout out to Sierra, who's the president of the Giancarlo Stanton fan club. But when it comes to Stanton, we've played a month and a half so far of the season. And yet, he hasn't gone on the injured list. The only games that he has missed or haven't played in is games that Aaron Judge PH. And I better knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood right now. But the games that Giancarlo Stanton,
y'all are trying me.
It's the games that we DH Judge just to rest Stanton. Grace, I'll throw it over to you. Grade us Giancarlo Stanton. What's your grade for Skinny Stanton?
Okay, finally. I got my Stanton shirt on today. Okay, Bronx Bash Bros, Judge and Stanton. I'm ready for this conversation. Okay, I'm reminded of a quote from a really old movie called Gladiator. If anybody in the chat has ever seen Gladiator, let me know. There is a part in the movie where Russell Crowe, the lead guy, looks up and he says, "Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?" And I'm like, this is my man, Giancarlo Stanton. What more do you want from him, people? What more do you want from him? He is out there giving it all. I'm talking about home runs, doubles, singles. He beat out an infield single the other day. Infield single, okay? And I did the math.
Do the math.
Did the math.
Giancarlo Stanton is currently on pace for 33 home runs. And let me tell you, point number 2, A, B, C, D. Juan Soto, same.
Wow.
So everybody, zip it. I'm done. I'm tired of hearing it. Y'all, Giancarlo Stanton is back. Now, is he the same player that he was back in the day? Obviously not. Every year, we got to change. We got to grow. We get older, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yes, he lost some weight. Yes, he's not playing in the outfield, which reduces his risk for injury. Mm-hmm. And he's not trying to run out, he's not trying to run and steal and be quick on the base path. Mm-hmm. I don't care. We don't need him to do that, y'all. Everybody just chill. I'm not looking for Stanton to give me 30 stolen bases or 40 stolen bases or whatever we're trying to get Volpe to do. I'm not looking for him to have mega speed, okay? His place in the lineup is to be productive, and that's what he's doing. I don't know what y'all expect or want, and I'm going to die on this hill. I will die on this hill this year for my man. That's my man, Giancarlo Stanton. He is him. Y'all, I'm done.
I want to say shout out to Sierra and shout out to the entire chat going off. Grace Monroe, you just dropping gems, you just dropping bombs. Patrick Sinclair said, I feel attacked. Absolutely, Patrick. Shout out to you, Patrick. Ruben says, overall, I'm happy with Stanton. Absolutely. Who else we got in the chat? We got Old Sar says, Grace, that was damn funny. Sierra says, Grace, you have a lifetime membership to the Stanton fan club. Of course, we have our friend Aaron Rodgers trolling in the chat because that's what he does. Shout out to my guy Aaron Rodgers. And I want to take a second also because I know Ghost is up here and I know some of our people from Twitter is in the chat right now. I just want to say shout out to all of you guys. Over the past few months, I've been able to meet a bunch of amazing people on Yankees Twitter. Like I said, my friend Ghost, my friend Erica, my friend Sierra, of course, Hitman, AR is in the chat. I've met a lot of amazing people. Richie Rivera, he introduced me to a lot of these people. So if it wasn't for Rich, I wouldn't be in Twitter space or Twitter community with a lot of them. So shout out to Li, who's always in Twitter spaces. Shout out to Michael Caputo, who's always in Twitter spaces, holding it down as well. It's always a great conversation. Damien, I'll throw it over to you, my guy, and then afterwards I throw it over to Ghost and then TC. Let's get your take on Skinny Stanton.
I said it from the very beginning, comeback player of the year, man. I called that right before the season started, and I'm gonna die on that hill. Listen, The fan base, y'all got to cut my man some slack. Anybody who's hating on Stanton right here, right now, you're not a fan. Let's just call a spade a spade. He's leading the team with runners in scoring position. That's above Judge. That's above Soto. That's everybody on the team. When Stanton's on the plate and his runners in scoring position, he's one dotting, OPSing. So what more can you want from Stanton at this point? There's nothing more you can want. He's healthy. He's hitting bombs. And he's hitting nukes. I mean, 119.9. Listen, Stanton is Stanton. Jigga, we're ready for the nipple twisting. And so let's go, man. Everybody stand up for Stanton. He's listen, the guy is there it is. Yes, sir. There it is.
I'm not doing that.
This is no, Grace. Yeah, please don't. This is why we have HR meetings before the show. So go ahead, David.
But listen, Stan is doing this thing, and we can't be any happier for the dude. He got a lot of shit last year from the fan base. Everybody wanted him out. And, listen, rightfully so. He let the team down as far as always constantly being injured. But when the guy is right, the guy is healthy, there's nobody else you want at the plate, especially in the playoffs. Because above anybody else on that team, Stan has been the dude in the playoffs. So give that man some respect.
I just want to point out right now, we have over 201 people watching us collectively across all platforms. If you're watching us on the Elon Musk machine, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, click the link in the bio, jump on over to YouTube, because on YouTube, we're sitting at 4,290 subscribers on our way to 5K. So if you guys can, please help us out. We got over 60 people in the YouTube chat. We're sitting on 37 likes. Smack that like button for your folks as we continue the conversation. This is why I love Ruben. Ruben texts me his things that are in the chat. This is what Ruben said. I was ready to go, and then I got the text message from Ruben. I started laughing. I was just waiting for Damien to go. Ruben says, the only problem I have with Stanton is that he has an on-base percentage under 300. I just need him to get back to walking a little bit more. Stop chasing so much when the bases are empty. That's a big fact right there from my guy Ruben. That's a 5-star chat right there. Ghost, I'll throw it over to you, my guy. What's your take on Skinny Stanton, El Stantito? Oh, you're muted, bro. You're muted.
I'm happy with Stanton, man. I'm happy with what he's doing, and I'm happy that he's getting on pace to what he was supposed to be doing from before. He was, having some injuries, some problems, but he's doing a lot better now. He's getting on base. He's hitting. He's connecting. He's getting the offense rolling again, which is awesome. I got nothing bad to say to Skinny Stanton, man, because him losing the weight made some effort to try to get better, to improve himself, to come back healthy, to come back productive. And that's what we want from all of our players, is to be healthy, productive, and get on base, score, and do what you have to do on the offensive side and on the defensive side. So kudos to him. He did a great job.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Shout out to my guy Don Sicario, who is in the building. My other brother de la Isla, Don. How you feeling? Salute to you, my guy. I'm gonna throw it over to TC. And if you guys aren't following Ruben and Don Sicario, they have a podcast over there on NYY News. They do an amazing job. Ruben and El Don Body. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, I mean, you can't follow Grace's, take with Stan. I mean, that's just, that's entertainment at its best right there. But to be honest, I was down on Stan after last season. I thought there's nothing left with this guy. But, he took the off season. He took, Brian Cashman made some comments about him, and I think he took it to heart. And he shed some weight, worked on his body, and, he's coming around. He's not. I'm happy with what he's producing right now. He's not going to be a 300 hitter. We got to put that to rest. He's not going to steal any bases. He's not going to leg out that many hits and score from first on a double. But hey, what he produces in the middle of that lineup is exactly what we need. He's going to hit his home runs, and Damien brings up a great point. The clutch hitting with runners in scoring position. I mean, that's huge. In my book, that's the number one stat. That's all I need to see. And I love what he's doing. I would like to see more walks. Yes. And I would love to see him lay off that outside pitch. Maybe adjust a little bit, but he's still hitting the ball hard, even with the loss of some of the weight. And you know, I gotta give him credit. Hats off to him. I mean, I love what I'm seeing. You know, I'm sure Celso is ecstatic.
Celso's ecstatic. We're talking Giancarlo. He just messaged the private message saying he's getting his coffee and cleaning the coal out of his eyes so he can come up to talk Giancarlo.
Yes, sir.
Yes, John, give it to us.
Go ahead, Soso.
And I, just like Ghost, I took him down for a second. Ghost, don't leave. You can take my spot back in a second. But I had to come up with the Stanton talk. I had to.
Before you go, because I pulled up numbers, right? Because I know I was going to get into this conversation, and I knew you was going to join us. Giancarlo Stanton, with runners in scoring position, Celcito, he is hitting 323. He has an on-base percentage of 400. He is slugging 645, and he has an OPS of 1.045. Stop it. Go ahead, Sal. And again, Ghost, just hold on right there backstage. Yeah. I'm going to bring up Ghost, and then I'm going to bring up my guy, Ruben, to join us in on the conversation because Ruben texts me, yo, I just got away from work. I'm able to talk. I got 5 minutes to talk. Go ahead, Sal.
Word.
Well, no, the thing I was going to say, we all know how crazy I get with Stanton, and I love that it's paying off, right? Staying true and having his back all off season and hoping that he'd come through. What bothers me is not just with Stanton, guys, it's how we always move the goalpost for every one of our players. We get what we want, right? We all said here all off season, man, if Stanton can really get it together and just get the bat alive, and he does it, and now it's, if only he could get more walks. If only he could do this. If only, what the hell? Calm down. I'm ecstatic with the fact that, hey, we're getting home runs from our guy. Hey, he's walking around the bases and we all aren't sitting there going, coño, man, get that guy Bengay. Like, he looks good, right? So all around, you're happy with what the hell he's doing. But it's the same thing with Judge, right? And I think I talked to Damian a little bit in the chat the other day about it because same thing. We all start and we all say one thing. We all sit there. We know Judge starts slow. But yet, as he's starting slow, people are losing their minds. Oh, my God, Aaron Judge is done. What are we going to do without Judge? And then here we are now. And we're like, Judge is back. Newsflash, he never fucking left.
Never left.
He was doing his routine, right? So the fact is, the fact that we can sit here and point out things that we're unhappy with are things that we expected, and then seeing that we're coming on the other side of it and it's all success. What is it, 9 out of the last 11? How could you not be jumping out the window right now for your Yanks? And last thing, and then I'll bring people back up. Oh, Stanton, baby.
Okay. All right. There goes the sponsorships. Right there. So I'm gonna be moving people around just because we got both Ruben and Ghost. So I'm gonna just set up the open panel so I can bring up both Ruben and Ghost. I'm gonna bring up Ghost first, and then I'm gonna bring up my guy Ruben. Ruben, my brother, I miss you. Ruben, good to see you. Ruben said I got 5 minutes from my lunch break. Go ahead, Ruben. Let us know what you want to talk about, bro. Go ahead.
No, I mean, bunch of facts that you guys are saying right now. Look, I've always been a guy that tries to be right in the middle, right? I'm not trying to go a little too crazy one way or the other. Like, a lot of people doubted Stan. I've always said we just need Stan to get right physically, right? I always thought that, like, his work ethic is. I've never questioned the work ethic, right? I just question more of the method of how he got to certain things. Mm-hmm. So I knew that for me. And you guys can go back to the offseason. I said, I think Stan can bounce back. My only thing with Stan that I've noticed so far that's uncharacteristically of him is the walking. Like, he's usually just walked a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And that's like the only reason why. And the only reason why I mention it is because I'm fine with his batting average right now. I'm glad that he's hitting 243. That's a huge improvement from last year. That's a 60-point improvement. You know, so that's not nothing to sneeze at, you know. So my only thing is that I just wanted to be a little bit more patient because, and I love that they finally are talking about it, the bat speed, right? His bat speed is number 1 in the MLB. So that tells me that he can still catch up to a good hitter. His whole thing is just be a little bit more patient, bro. That all I'm asking is just get on base a little bit more, so that way we can keep the bases filled a little bit more towards the lower part of the batting order. But besides that, I'm happy with him. Like, I think Stan doesn't get enough credit for the way he's handled the struggles and has taken the punches in the mouth. and he's been able to still bounce back and still do what he's supposed to be doing. And then real quick, it's been a while since I've given my takes on Judge. Guys, how many people were saying that Judge, he's done, he's injured? Guys, it's a freaking slump. It's like every April, he always gets off to a slow start, and then he starts heating up. And if you look at the underlying metrics, everything was still there. His exit velocity was still there.
Mm-hmm.
His strikeout percentage is actually a career low right now. So that's the thing that I kind of look at is that he's leading the league in walks right now.
Yeah.
Even with all the struggles. And then his strikeout percentage, his career high was 25%. He's at 24.2.
Mm-hmm.
So Judge is fine. And I'm glad that if anything, one thing I'm really thrilled about, I love doubles, right? I love doubles. I wish this team hit more doubles. Judge is hitting at a career high pace of doubles right now. Judge has never hit I think it was the highest doubles amount he hit. It was 28. And he's on pace to hit 48 doubles currently. We'll see if he keeps it up. But man, I would love to see a 40-40 season of 40 doubles and 40 homers from Judge. That would be amazing for me.
I think every Yankee fan, Ruben, would take that, right? And I think with me, my concerns were because we saw the injury that happened with his toe. We had Dr. Jesse Morse on the show. TC, you remember we had the conversation with him, sports medicine doctor. He's worked with MLB teams, NFL teams, and NBA teams. And he said that type of injury on a big body is going to need maintenance throughout his career. So at the start of this season, and I think the concerns were highlighted when Aaron Judge was taken out halfway during a spring training game for maintenance. To me, that was like, whoa, what is going on? Why are you it's spring training. What do you need maintenance for in spring training? And then you saw the first month of the season and him not being able to put up the numbers that you normally see out of Aaron Judge. But like you said, his underlying metrics, the exit velocity, his walk rate, all of that was still showing. Listen, sooner or later, he's gonna catch on fire, and he's caught on fire right now.
His defense has been
stellar.
Yeah, it's been stellar.
And I will say this because I always get mad at freaking Michael K for this. A couple years ago, when they were saying that Yankee center fielders have a negative DRS, and why is that? Because Judge is playing mainly center field. Why is it negative? Guys, that was Aaron Hicks that was negative in DRS. Judge was not negative DRS in 2022. So that was the part that pissed me off. Is like the negative DRS. If you take out Hicks, we wouldn't have been negative DRS. So Judge has always been at the bare minimum an average center fielder to above average. So just something I want to throw out there.
Just know this: if you call the Michael K show and tell the producer that you want to prove Michael K wrong on a point, they're going to hang up the phone on you and may block your number. I'm just saying, I may have been blocked by ESPN and the Michael K show, the producers over there, because I was calling in to prove him wrong about the point. Ruben, my guy, mi hermano, I love you, bro. I appreciate you. Again, let them know when you and Don Barty will be going live, and let them know where you can find you before we continue. Go ahead, Ruben.
Man, Don and I have been pretty busy at work, so we're trying to find a time to meet up together. So we don't have an exact time yet, but you can find us at MLY News on YouTube, and hopefully we'll be able to get back together into doing some podcasts and stuff because we've just been really swamped right now. But also, Ruben, I want Mason Miller, by the way. Just letting you guys know before I go. I do want Mason Miller. I don't care. We got so many middle infield prospects. We got so many outfield prospects, guys. We're not going to play all of them. Give me Mason Miller.
We knew Ruben was going to drop a bomb before he leave. Ruben, my guy, I appreciate you, brother. Get back to work. And Ruben, you got to join us on the Twitter Spaces, bro. Try to get some free time at night and join us on the Twitter Spaces. We be having crazy conversations. So, TC, I'm going to throw it over to you for our favorite part of the show where you read the lineup, right? Yeah. So you're going to read the lineup. We're going to go through it. And after you read the lineup, throw it to Ghost, then throw it over to Damien, and then over to Grace so they could give us their big takeaways from yesterday's game and the lineup. So I'm going to pull it up right here. Go ahead, TC.
All right. So yesterday, Anthony Volpe led off at short. He was 1 for 4. He had an RBI and a strikeout. It's still 269. That's good. I'm happy with that. Juan Soto playing right field. He was 1 for 5. Scored a run. He had 2 strikeouts. Still batting 310. Not bad. Aaron Judge, the man of the day, 4 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. He had a big home run. He had 3 doubles and a walk, on base 5 times. raised his average about 60 points since the last day I've seen this. It's 255 average. Alex Verdugo cleaned up, 2 for 5, 248 average. Perfect, right where he's at. Big G, Slim G, 2 for 4, another consistent game. RBI, he's batting 243. Love it. Love the production. Anthony Rizzo at first, 0 for 4. That's okay. He had a strikeout, still batting 256. Gleyber Torres cooled off a little, but he still got a hit. 1 for 3. He scored a run. He had a walk. He's raised his average a little bit. He's at 216. Not bad. Jose Trevino still consistent with his hits. 1 for 4. He's at 291. And Oswaldo Cabrera batting 9th at 3rd. 1 for 4. He's still at 262. And I will take it.
I just want to point something out, right? Because like you said, seeing Aaron Judge's batting average on Tuesday's episode that we did, Aaron Judge's batting average was 235. He's literally raised his batting average more than 20 points since the last time we did this show. Yeah. That's how much Aaron Judge is clicking right now. Ghost, I'll throw it over to you, then throw it over to Damien, and then over to Grace. Let's get your big takeaways from yesterday's game in the lineup. Go ahead, Ghost, and I'll bring up the lineup just so you can have it for reference.
Yeah, I like it. It was great. The offense, like I said, was rolling off. Everybody was productive. Everybody got some hits in. I'm a little concerned with Rizzo, but that's fine. He went 0 for 4. Gleyber got a hit. Trevino got a hit. Cabrera got a hit. Like I said, everybody was getting on base, and I was very happy with it. That's what you expect from this lineup and this offense every time they get up into the plate, especially with today's game as well, with that lineup as well, with Stan sitting out and Grisham being put in. And then obviously, that offense is what we hope to see every time they go up to the plate, produce. So yesterday was awesome, and including that defense, man. Marcus Stroman had that defense rolling with them, man. So that was awesome.
Yeah, Damien, I'll throw it over to you, and I'll bring back up the lineup for reference. But what was your big takeaway from this one? And then I'll throw it over to Grace right afterwards. Go ahead, bro.
Obviously, the biggest takeaway is Judgy, man. 4 for 4, on base 5 times. Every single hit was an extra base hit. The bomb going over 460 feet. But if we look at that lineup that we just looked at, right, and now we take it back to last season. Imagine those averages that we saw last season compared to the averages we're just seeing on the screen just now. It's completely black and white. We saw a lot of 190s. We saw a lot of 200s last season, and it's a completely different team. Let's just say what it is. So, we all shit on Cashman. We all know this. But let's give him a little bit of his flowers because the team is completely different. Mm-hmm. It's an offensive juggernaut at this point, and they're only getting better. There's guys in the lineup that are now finding their footing, a la Judge. Gleyber, he's on a 3-game hitting streak at this point. Not where he needs to be, but he's getting there. Trevi, listen, Trevi's an all-star at this point. Whether he's a starting all-star catcher or a reserve all-star catcher, he's an all-star. I don't care what anybody says. So, and obviously Volpe, last year Volpe was what, 200, something when he ended? He's sitting 269. At the end of the day, we all would say if this was the end of the season, we'd take 269 from Volpe because he's raised his average 60 points. So, listen, we're in a really good place right now. As long as everybody obviously stays healthy, knock on some wood, this team can go so deep. And, we talked about it a little bit on Twitter yesterday. I'll go head-to-head with Baltimore because our pitching staff is much better. Oh, yeah. And that's from starters to our bullpen. And when we played them, the offense was not on all cylinders. There were guys in the lineup that still had not found their footing. Right now, right here, I'll put this team against any team in the MLB, including the Dodgers.
Oh, I'm right there with you, Damien. And shout out to the chat. Sierra just says Gleyber is up. Gleyber is on an uptick, Damien. We love to see it. I have given up hope that he'll be a Yankee next year, but we'll love to see him shine in the next uniform. And I want to piggyback off of that before I throw it over to Grace, because when it comes to Gleyber Torres, I thought Gleyber Torres was going to be the face of the New York Yankees for the next 10 years when he came up right there next to Aaron Judge. I thought we would have both Aaron Judge and Gleyber Torres in Monument Park one day when their career is over, right? Gleyber Torres was a top prospect when he was coming up. He was the MVP of the Arizona Fog League, for crying out loud, right? With his rookie year, he was hitting 270, 280, focusing onto right field. And then the home run ball came and he fell in love with the home run, and he hasn't been the same player ever since. But like Ciara said, maybe it's New York. Maybe it's just those little mental mistakes. Sometimes when you're watching Gleyber Torres, he'll show you flashes and you'll be like, where has this player been? But then sometimes he does some bonehead stuff and you're like, oh yeah, same old Gleyber Torres here again, throwing the ball past Anthony Rizzo, not hustling. So it's when it comes to Gleyber, whether he's with the Yankees or whether he's with another team, hopefully he could put it all together, because Gleyber Torres, when he was a 20-year-old coming up, he was supposed to be one of the next superstars in Major League Baseball. It hasn't panned out like that. Hopefully, if it's with the Yankees or someone else, Gleyber Torres can figure it out. But Grace, I'll throw it over to you, and I'll bring back the lineup for reference. But let's get your take. What was your takeaways from yesterday's game and the lineup, Grace?
Hey, guys, really quick, don't mean to interrupt. I got to go.
Problem.
I just want to say much love to everybody. Grace, TC, Ghost, good meeting you, brother. Good to finally see your face on the voice. And chat, everybody have a great day. I'll see y'all later.
Make sure you guys join us 6 p.m. tonight, me, Damian, and Ghost, for a Yankees post-game conversation, because the Yankees are playing at 1, but we're still going to bring you a post-game conversation. Go ahead, Grace.
I just love Damian. Anyway, so about the lineup, you know what I see, what I love to see is right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, and switch. I mean, come on, y'all. Think about where we were last year. You know what I mean? We were praying for a lineup like this. And to see it in action last night, I felt like it was so... We had that pitcher on the rails from the first inning. It was like batting practice. Everybody on the team had a hit except Anthony Rizzo. And a lot of people had multiple hits. I mean, people were spraying the ball all over the field, and everybody was playing as a team. The lineup was really functioning as a wheel, right? And people were doing sacrifice flies and trying to bring the runners in. And I know we didn't score as many as we maybe should have. However, seeing the guys willing to sacrifice their own stats to make the run is something that I've been wanting to see for a while. So I was really, really happy to see that. And Judge obviously was going off, and that was crazy. Soto still looked really, really good. Mm-hmm. I think he had a double. I can't remember. I have it written down.
He did.
Yeah, Soto had a double.
He had a double. Yeah. I mean, Stanton with runners in scoring position, we've already talked about it. He had 2 hits last night with runners in scoring position. I mean, I'm really, really happy. I don't know what else to say. I almost felt bad for Pablo Lopez, but then I was like, do better. So, you know, the Twins are always a nice little get-right series. I know that team apparently had a 14-game win streak recently, but I don't know where, because they're fielding. I mean,
Castro in center.
Yes, Castro in center. I mean, I was feeling
a brain fart.
Almost felt bad. Almost. I almost felt bad. But yeah, it was and one of the broadcasters even said Castro looks like Ringling Brothers in the outfield. He said that on the air. I'm like, damn. But yeah, I mean, he wasn't wrong.
Yeah, definitely. No, and one takeaway, and you guys kind of hinted at it, right? When you look at the lineup from this year, when you look at the lineup from last year, this year we have 3 batters in the lineup that's hitting below 250. Last year, it felt like we only had 2 batters that were hitting above 250, right? And LA Yankee King, he brought it up. The 2023 Yankees, the lineup was right, 1 lefty, right, and another lefty. But when you look at the 2024, right, left, switch, just like Grace just said, it's a breath of fresh air when you look at the New York Yankees. Honestly, when I was just reading that right now, it felt like the PS1 controller, right? The first cheat codes you ever learned for like Grand Theft Auto, L1, that's exactly what it just felt like right now. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. I put out the link for the open panel, right? Like always, we're going to do the open panel. We're going to rock out to about 12:30. And when it comes to the open panel, like always, let's be respectful to the terms and services of YouTube. If somebody is in the middle of giving a take, allow them to finish before you interject, because the same time would be given to you. I got a couple people backstage. My guy, Old Sarge, is backstage. Old Sarge, let me get a thumbs up. My guy, I need to get better with the audio box, because when old Sarge comes, I need to have the trumpet playing. We're going into war when Old Sarge comes up to have the conversation. Play the trumpets. What it do, Sarge?
I would be very happy to have the trumpets of destiny from the movie Patton when I come on. So I appreciate it.
Okay.
So,
we'll get that going for you.
What's going on, TC?
Chilling.
No, we'll get that. We'll get that lined up for you.
No, I just Grace, my daughter says that you look like you got shot out of the 80s.
Me?
Yeah, like Tiffany.
Thank you.
At the mall. So anyway.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, Sarge, if you didn't know, and for those people that in the chat that don't know, Grace Monroe, she's actually a Marilyn Monroe cosplayer. Like, she does that for a profession. Wow. So that's a profession. And she does an amazing job as Marilyn Monroe as well. Sorry, Grace. I'm sorry to put you on the spot like that. My fault.
No,
can you be Marilyn on one of the shows? Can you?
No. Listen, you're gonna have to pay her. She has a fee. All right, she has a fee, and she needs to get paid her worth. Sarge, but I'll throw it over to you, my guy. Lead us in the convo, whatever you want to talk about, brother.
So weeks ago, my debut with you guys, I said that the pitching staff, only one of them had to be great, the rest had to be good. So it seems like we've gotten that down. Mm-hmm. Finally seeing a lineup come around and everything being stable. I don't know, dealing with Gleyber, and hopefully, I've never seen somebody with so much instinct and so low baseball IQ. But that's one thing. But I really want to break Grace's heart.
Oh God.
Okay, so next year, if they want to have Soto, then all of these salaries are going to have to go, which means Verdugo, which means Rizzo, which means Gleyber. In order to pay that, those are the things that are going to have to be sacrificed for that. And one of the things that is going to happen with Giancarlo is he is going to have to somehow assume that role of Chili Davis or Darryl Strawberry to be the big bat off the bench. Because if you have a Dominguez and Spencer Jones, and I mean those kids got to play, right? So I say, with Giancarlo doing as good as he is right now, when Dominguez is ready to go, when he's ready to go, not rushing him back, but when he's ready to go, find a way to shoehorn him in. Grisham, bless his heart, is a big zero. And having the best team that you have in the dugout does not include him. You get Dominguez up here, and the person who loses the at-bats is Giancarlo. How do you get that to be a 60-40 split? In order to get that kid in the lineup along with and still get the best out of Stan.
Facts. Sarge, you just dropping bars. I'll throw it over to Ghost so he can respond, and then we'll throw it around. I got Erica backstage, and I got Sunil I got Erica, Jonathan, and Sunil backstage. I'm going to bring you guys up as you guys appeared in the queue that's right underneath me. I'll throw it over to Sarge, but before I do that, shout out to my guy Anthony Ribeiro. I haven't seen you in a minute, and hope all is well. He says, Hector, long time away from me. Isn't it great to hold your head high as a Yankee fan? Absolutely. Ghost, I'll throw it over to you, brother. Let's get your take, bro, on what Sarge just said, and let's throw it around to Grace and TC, and then I'll bring up Erica to join the conversation. Go ahead, Ghost.
Yes, sir. This is my last take, as I got to split myself, and I wanted to say thank you real quick to you, my brother Hector, and everyone here, TC, Grace. You guys are awesome. But I wanted to say that it's going to be hard to put in Dominguez in that lineup if this offense continues to stay hot. So it's hard because if they stay hot, do you bring him up now? No. I think you wait unless it's an emergency and there's a point where someone's slumping to the point you need to bring a Dominguez up. Having a switch hitter is beautiful because he can hit from both sides and he's dependable. But the problem is you bring him up now and it's too early and you see him struggle, or maybe he starts doing well or he starts doing great and you say, okay, leave him there. But then if Giancarlo comes back or someone like, Aaron needs a break, he needs to be put on the outfield, then okay. But then I don't see that happening right now. I say if it's an emergency and they're struggling, then they'll make a change. But I don't think it's going to happen right now. I think Dominguez right now is probably going to stay in where he's at in AA or AAA to get more reps in, get healthy, and come back strong. But if they need him, I think he might be useful in the playoffs. Maybe I don't know, but I don't see him coming up right now with this offense staying as hot as it is.
Yeah. Ghost, my brother, appreciate you. Make sure you guys tune in later on today on the Elon Musk machine, formerly known as Twitter, at 6 p.m. Me, Ghost, and Damien. Ghost, let them know your Twitter handle. Also, let them know your YouTube channel, because even though it's not sports related, we still support our people over here. So let them know, Ghost.
Yeah, thank you so much, Hector. It's at Forever One Goes for both of them. But thank you once again, Hector, for bringing me up. And I can't wait to see you all there at 6. Make sure to check out the guys in the Morning Brew here on YouTube and on Twitter. These guys are amazing. I'll see you all later.
Later, Ghost. That's my guy, Ghosty. And I'm going to keep Sarge right there. Erica, let me get a thumbs up, Erica, and I'll bring you up to join us right now. Erica got the thumbs up. Erica, she's been in corporate life. She's been busy. She hasn't been able to join us, but she got some time. Erica, how you feeling?
I'm good. How's everyone doing? Good to see
I'm
everyone.
good. I just want to.
Good to see you, Erica.
I want to apologize, Erica, first and foremost, because ever since I started watching the Rangers, they started losing. So I'm not going to watch them later on today. I apologize to all you Ranger fans that are out there. I brought the bad juju. Call me Eddie Mush from the movie, The Bronx Tale. Go ahead, Erica.
Dude, I've never been happier to have a day off from watching meaningful sports as I was yesterday, because watching the Knicks Rangers back to back for the last 2 weeks has been the most stressful thing as a spectator. Because I feel like they used to have 2 games in between, like before, and now it's just back to back. So yeah, it's been tough, but yeah, just glad to be back on this stream. I've been really, really busy. And since I've been gone, I mean, the Yankees are killing it. So,
well, I'll throw it over to you, Erica. Lead us in whichever way you want with the conversation, whatever question you want to bring up, whatever topic, it's on you, and then throw it over to Grace, TC, and then Sarge. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna write it in the chat, and then I figured I had a couple of minutes, but I wanted to bring up just the amount of hits that the Yankees are getting this season is really telling to this lineup. Obviously, barring injuries, so a healthy team, health is wealth with this team right now. And as Grace mentioned before, righty lefty is huge. We were very righty dominant. I think that having that flexibility in the lineup has really made a difference. So what I wanted to say is that I was looking at average hits per game on stats, and the Yankees in the past couple years have been at the bottom of the barrel of that list. I think last year they were 29th. This season they're 8th. And that's huge. And if you look back at all these games, I mean, they had 13 hits yesterday. They had 13 hits the day before that. 11 hits against the Tampa Bay. Remember, they had like 19 and 18 hits against the Brewers. So it's so different. It's such a complete 180. And I mean, obviously, Stanton hitting helps that. You have a contact guy like Verdugo, which I know everyone hated that trade because we, as Yankees fans, we hate Verdugo, but he is a doubles guy. He is a contact guy. Yeah. So adding that to the lineup has been so beneficial. Obviously, a guy like Soto. And yeah, it's a complete 180. I think we got to give props to Cashman. I know we rag on him a lot, but he made the moves that were necessary to add, again, that flexibility to the lineup. And it's been really fun to watch. I know it's still early on. It's May. But if this can continue, it's going to be, again, I've said it before, it's going to be fun to watch these games with you guys in October.
Yeah, definitely. Grace, I'll throw it over to you so you can respond to what Erica had to say, and then I'll throw it over to TC and then back over to Sarge. Go ahead, Grace. And then we got 2 more topics to talk about. We got to talk about Mason Miller. This is the conversation a lot of Yankee fans are having on Twitter. We got to have this conversation. And also, we got to talk about the Martian, Jasson Dominguez. Go ahead, Grace.
I agree with Erica as usual, and I speaking of October, she said, looking forward to hanging out in October. Speaking of October, you know who rakes in October? Stanton. Now I'm gonna address what Old Sarge said. Now listen, Old Sarge, I actually agree with you. Okay, you did not break my heart. when Dominguez is ready to come back up to the majors, not just ready from healing. Like you said, Old Sarge, you said that. When he's ready to come back up to the majors, we will have to have a conversation. Not we, but Cashman and all that.
I'm sure that conversation will be had here regardless.
Yeah.
Cashman will be calling me. But yeah, it'll be a conversation that will have to be had. And I don't hate the idea of Stanton functioning as a Darryl Strawberry or a Chili Davis. And Darryl Strawberry was a big-time star when he agreed to come off the bench for the good of the team, for the sake of winning championship. And I think that Stanton a couple years ago might have had a problem with that role, but I don't see him acting that way this year. He has really put the team first. He has done what he needed to do. He's made adjustments as a former MVP, home run leader, like incredible player. He made adjustments on his swing. He made adjustments on his body. He's changed his role that he plays in the lineup on the team. And I think that he would thrive in that role. We could pinch him against lefties late in games. He strikes fear into pitchers' hearts no matter what anybody thinks or says. And he has that power that could change the game with one swing, and he's got the clutch gene. So I actually agree with you, and I think that's a great point that you bring up. It's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out with Jasson Dominguez coming down toward the stretch of this year. But it's all good problems to have, really, really good problems to have. So,
yeah, no, definitely good problems to have. I'll throw it over to TC. Shout out to the chat. Also, we got over 250 people in the building rocking with us right now across all platforms. If you guys can, please click the link in the bio, jump on over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit the emojis. Interact with the emojis on the bottom right-hand side of the comment section. I know it's annoying, but it's the new way YouTube is pushing the algorithm when it comes to live shows. Go ahead, TC, and then I'll throw it back over to Sarge. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, going off on what Erica said about the hits. I mean, it's great to see the 13 hits, 2 days in a row. It's good to see. Just want to see a little bit more run production from those hits. But, looking back at last year, it was a struggle to get a hit with this team. I mean, they were up and down the lineup. We brought it up, low 200 averages. But it's so nice to see a team, hitting. I mean, it's so good to see men on base, traffic, I'd rather see 2 hits score a run rather than 4 needing to score a run. But up and down the lineup, everyone's coming through. It's good to see. And then with Sarge's point, I love to see Stanton as our a Strawberry or Chili Davis. To me, we need to put our best guys on the field, and Jasson Dominguez is one of those guys that needs to be here later rather than earlier. I'm not rushing him up. We don't need him. God forbid someone gets hurt, then maybe we would bring him up. But, Grisham might be the odd man out. And I'd love to see that DH spot rotate a little bit more. Give Judge a little bit more flexibility as a DH. Have Stanton as that pinch hitter off the bench. Put Jasson Dominguez in center, and you have Soto in right and Verdugo on left. And you got to put the best guys together in October. And I think that sets us up for success. And I can't wait to see everybody. Even we're forgetting DJ LeMahieu. I know he's up and down with that toe, but in the lineup, he is huge in the lineup. He's a clutch hitter. So I'd love to see him as a bench piece as well, because our bench needs an upgrade. So him and Stanton on the bench, my goodness. In October, that's fantastic.
Yeah, when you look at it, right, because Sarge brought it up, and I'll throw it back over to Sarge to before we go to the next topic. But when you look at it, like Sarge said, Darryl Strawberry on the 1998 Yankees, he hit 24 home runs, 57 RBIs, and he had a 247 batting average. Giancarlo Stanton right now, if he keeps going the way he's projected to hit over 250, to have 33 home runs, and to have over 80 RBIs. If Stanton stays on this projection, he may be that Darryl Strawberry player that Sarge was hinting at. Sarge, I'll throw it back over to you, and then I'll let Sarge go so we can bring up Jonathan, and then we move over to the next conversation. Go ahead, Sarge.
Gotcha. Yeah. Now to everybody's point, so I'm glad I didn't break Grace's heart. So nice to get an agreement. And then Erica, yeah, you're right with the hits and them hitting all up and down the lineup. Trying to get the best team on the field and doing that. I think one thing I would like to see more is whether or not Volpe actually steals bases. He should be threatening to steal bases. So I understand that the philosophy of not trying to run yourself into an out, when you have your two big sticks at the plate with Soto and Judge. So, but if he's just hopping around over there, I mean, that's going to put Soto in a great place to get some hits, or Judge after that. The biggest tell was last night when you got 2 sac flies in a row, independent of Willie Castro being Willie Castro. You got 2 sac flies in a row last night, and the team just let it roll right off their backs like it was nothing. So, okay, I don't have to put this out of the park. A hit would be great, but getting it out of the infield would be better than good enough. And to see that happen back to back and get 2 sac flies in a row, that's extremely telling.
Yeah, definitely. Sarge, appreciate you for always coming up, my guy. And again, like always, if you guys don't know old Sarge, please throw the fire emojis in the chat for old Sarge, who just came up here and killed it in the conversation. See you next time, brother.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you for everything.
Always appreciate you in the chat, my guy. Appreciate you, Sarge. So I'm going to bring up Jonathan to join us on the conversation, and then I'm going to bring up Sunil. But I'm going to put Erica here in the middle. Give me 1 second. Let me add Jonathan. I'm going to put Erica in the middle because Erica, and the reason why I do this is because Erica is the voice of reason on Yankees Twitter, right? Whenever we're having conversation, Erica is the person that I look to have the guiding light and lead the conversation. So Erica, Yankee fans are talking about trading for Mason Miller, right? Bleacher Report put out a horrible trade proposal for Mason Miller. They have the top 10 landing spots as, of course, according to the MLB Network, the Chicago Cubs, the Baltimore Orioles, and then the New York Yankees. Erica, how are you feeling about this?
Have we learned nothing? How many times? Well, I know it's only been 2 times, but that's more than enough. We've made trades with the A's and it doesn't work out. This guy has a lingering UCL tear in his elbow, right? Why throwing 103 miles an hour? I mean, he makes it look effortless, but that's gonna catch up to him eventually. The Yankees can go out to freaking Times Square. Cash can go out to Times Square with some scouts, pick out a random dude, and make him an elite bullpen arm for us because of Matt Blake. And just how they're able to work the analytics and the sweeper and the sliders. So I mean, he's a great talent. Don't get me wrong. If we had him already, sure. But to trade the farm for that and for a guy that's going to pitch 1 inning a game, like I can't see it happening. Me personally, like I get what people are seeing, but our bullpen has been stellar. Clay Holmes still has a 0 ERA. Like, he would obviously have to be a closer, right? You're not going to make that dude a setup guy. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. No thank you. Let him be. Somebody else put in the chat, let him be the Orioles problem and they can deal with his UCL tear or something. But, yeah, I personally don't think so. I don't know what everyone else thinks. But I've seen the track record between us and the A's, and it always ends up failing. So I don't see why we would give up the farm for that.
Yeah, when it comes to it, right? Sometimes there are some Yankee fans on Twitter, and I hope they take this personal, right? There are some Yankee fans that are on Twitter that they aren't original, right? When Shohei Ohtani, when he signed that contract with the Dodgers, and we saw afterwards how much money was deferred, the first thing Yankee fans started saying, hey, If we trade for Juan Soto, we could offer him a contract, and we can defer the money. Can the Yankees defer money with Blake Snell? Can the Yankees get your own original idea? Be original. When it comes to Mason Miller, like you said, he's had a phenomenal start to this season. First month and a half of the season, he's been phenomenal. He missed the entire 2023 season with an elbow injury, right? He missed the entire 2022 season with a rotator cuff injury. Like Erica said, I don't feel comfortable trading away the farm for a player that looks like the Operation board game that we used to play when we was a child when it comes to his injury concerns. I may not want to do it. There may be some Yankee fans that do want to do it. Personally, me, I'm not that. I'm going to throw it over to Grace so Grace can lead us in the convo next. Let's get your takes when it comes to Mason Miller, because we talked about it on Tuesday, and you see how people aren't original. Grace brought up the topic on Tuesday, and then Bleacher Report came out with their article on Wednesday after Grace went viral, pissing off Astro fans. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Grace.
Oh my God, I need that on a t-shirt. Grace is viral for pissing off Astro fans, my life goal. Anyway, I don't hate the idea of trading for Mason Miller, even though I'm really happy with Clay Holmes. It would not be like to have him instead of Clay Holmes. It would be to strengthen the bullpen overall, maybe have a tag team, thing down there. But I wouldn't do it now. I would wait way down the line to trade for Mason Miller. If this guy is throwing 103 all year, he may not make it to the trade deadline. I'm not wishing injury on anybody, but I would trade for him now. I would trade for him maybe with the right package at the deadline. I am ready this year to trade some prospects for a championship. I made this very clear on Tuesday. I want a ship this year, not next year, not the year after, this year. And if that means we got to trade some prospects, that's what they're for. That's what they're for. They're not playing Pereira. They're not playing Peraza. They have not shown that they have any plan for these kids. So trade them. Use them. Make this year's team better. Let's win the World Series. I know we have to keep people in the farm. I know the future of the team and blood in the depth and blah, blah, blah. But we have that, y'all. We have so many, y'all. And we can't just let them, devalue themselves down there and then we got nothing. We got no ship and we got, you know what I'm saying? But not today. Later this year, get back to me.
Whenever Grace is going off, right? Whenever she's talking, I visualize the Yankees, right? But whenever I hear Grace says y'all, the fucking dog from Little House on the Prairie just pops up in my head every time she says y'all. So Grace, love you for that. Keep on doing that. I'll throw it over to TC Stills right now, but before I'll give it to TC, I got some chats that I want to bring up. My guy John O'Neill said Miller's elbow would blow out his arm. Miller would blow out his arm throwing gas all the time. Clay Holmes has been good. Not sure how Miller would fit. Absolutely. And that's to the point that Erica was saying. Razil the Great said that man's arm is held together with hopes and prayers. Absolutely. Shout out to Anna Marie in the chat. Anna Marie says, young, talented kid. Don't want to give up the farm for him, but wouldn't mind getting him. If the price is right, why not? Also, Razil the Great says, Jonathan always looked like he just came back from the Hamptons. Absolutely. Jonathan is a snobby little bastard over there. Go ahead, TC.
Grace, you are a trendsetter. So keep up the good work with all the, pissing everyone off. So
shout out my good friend Ra in the chat. Ra, how you doing? Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, so as far as the prospects for trade for Mason Miller, I'm happy with Clay Holmes right now. I'm not giving up the farm for Mason Miller. That's not the piece that we're missing right now. We down the stretch we might need another starter because I don't trust Nestor, and the innings for Hill and Schmidt are going to add up. So I think we're going to need another starter that can spend last throughout the season and carry us into the postseason. So. Or a big bench bat, like a backup first baseman or backup third baseman or someone, an infielder somewhere, maybe a second baseman. I don't know. We might have that in the minors, but it's not Mason Miller. That's way too many red flags I know it's the hot topic because he throws hard and he'd be a perfect setup man or take over as closer and Holmes can be the setup man, but definitely not right now. And then at the deadline, I still don't. That's not my move. I don't think we go that route. I think there's other ways to improve this team, especially the package the A's are going to want. I'm sure they're going to want, Spencer Jones, Jasson Dominguez, Pereira, Parada. They're going to want 4 or 5 prospects. And again, Erica brings up a good point. Haven't we learned anything about trading with Oakland? We're not trading with Oakland anymore. Okay, that's enough. No more, especially pitchers. So, yeah, I'm done. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Do you guys know the last time the Oakland A's traded a pitcher to another team, and that pitcher either became an all-star or won a Cy Young? It was Tim Hudson.
Tim Hudson. I remember.
Tim Hudson was the last time the Oakland A's traded a pitcher to another team and he wasn't injured. That's a long ass time ago. I was in high school when Tim Hudson was doing that thing for the Braves. I'm gonna throw it over to my guy Jonathan. Jonathan, how you feeling, my guy?
I'm good. And about the comments about the Hamptons, I haven't been to the Hamptons in quite a couple of years. So.
But you just said it in a couple of years, so you've been to the Hamptons, though, right?
I've been to the Hamptons, but I only went to the Hamptons because my other trip, I was going out of town on a different trip that got canceled. So
good, Jonathan. Jonathan's the only person I know that if one vacation plan gets canceled, his backup is going to the Hamptons. Go ahead, Jonathan. Let's get your take when it comes to Mason Miller, Jonathan. Go ahead.
Mason Miller. I'm not trading anything with the last couple of years. I'm not trading with the A's. A's are a shit organization with shit players, and we don't need to do that. If they want to get better, they'll have to make some more better decisions. We don't need to trade good prospects for shit. We did that with Sonny Gray. We did that with Frankie Montas. Do you really need to do that again? And everybody who's talking about Mason Miller, when after his second start with the Yankees, if he gets injured, what are we going to say on this live stream the day that happened? Everyone here, do not trade with the A's, especially pitchers.
Yes. Hey, Jonathan, real quick, I want to ask you. So at the deadline, what do you think we need? Who are we trading for? What?
I think we may need a lefty reliever.
Yeah,
I think. Definitely. But I wouldn't be surprised if we call up Will Warren at some point in August. I think Will Warren will be called up.
Yeah. I think the plan is for the Yankees, and I'm not in the front office. I'm just thinking, just hypothetically, when in July or August, that's when Luis Hill is gonna reach his innings limit for the season. So I think when Luis Hill reaches his inning limit, we'll see Will Warren get called up for the remainder of the season. And when we go into the postseason, depending on how Will Warren performs, you'll see Will Warren and Luis Hill coming out of the bullpen for the Yankees to tag team alongside Nestor Cortez, who can only give you 5 innings.
The other thing we have to remember, the Yankees do not want to add a lot of salary for next year because they will want to resign.
That's a great point. And I think that's why you call up the players from the minors because they're very cheap.
Expect any major
big time moves. Absolutely, unless it's a player that's on a 1-year deal. I don't think the Yankees will. Jonathan, I'm gonna let you know because I'm gonna bring up the next person to join us. I got one more question and we're gonna throw it around and then we're gonna close it out for today. But Jonathan, always appreciate you, brother. Thank you for always jumping in an open panel. So I got one more person backstage. I got Sunil. Let me get a thumbs up. Let me see if we can do this right today. Okay. Trying to connect Sunil. Hold on. Okay, there he is. Sunil, my guy. I'm going to throw it over to Grace to lead us in on the conversation. Now, this topic, I'm going to throw it to Grace. I'm going to throw it to Erica, TC, and then Sunil, and then we're going to wrap things up. But the Martian, Jasson Dominguez, He got his first hit and his first rehab start, and he is making his way back. And funny enough, Jasson Dominguez got his first hit off a former Yankee, Domingo Herman. The German Sunday was down there rehabbing as well, and Jasson Dominguez got his first hit back off the German Sunday. Grace, I'll throw it over to you. The Martian is on the way. The Martian watch begins this week. What's your expectations for Jasson?
My baby boy. I love Jasson Dominguez so much.
You go, girl.
I love him so much. I cannot wait. I'm so glad. And shout out to Texas,
More
y'all.
than Stanton?
Say what?
More than Stanton?
Now,
Uh-oh.
put your hands together. Remember that from Friends? He's like, this is in one hand, this is in one hand. Put your hands together. I absolutely adore him. I was so ready to love him last year. I know I've told this story a million times. I ordered a Martian t-shirt after he came up, and by the time my t-shirt was delivered, he was injured. I was so bummed out. I'm like, oh no. But I wanted to give a shout out to Texas, y'all, because Jasson Dominguez came to Texas to have his Tommy John surgery with the best surgeon. He went to Arlington, Texas. That's right. And anyway, that's a side note. But I love Jasson Dominguez. I cannot wait to see him flourish at the major league level. I think his talent is so unique, and the ceiling for this kid is like something we maybe have never seen, because he's so unique and such an interesting player. I cannot wait for him to come up, but I will wait because I don't want him to get re-injured. We aren't in a rush. I love that he was back and that he had a hit right off the bat. I love that for him. I watched his post-game interview where he was speaking all English, y'all. He is getting ready. I feel like, and here's my take on this. The way that he was talking to the reporters, he said, they asked him, so now that you're playing again, are you ready to get back to the majors? How do you feel? Are you ready to get back up to the majors? And he goes, no, now that I'm playing, I'm fine. And when he said that, and y'all, I'm a Scorpio moon, so don't doubt me. I can always read human behavior. And when he said that, I said, oh, shit. He knows. He knows something. Somebody has had a conversation with Jasson Dominguez, whether it's Brian Cashman or I don't know who. They have given this kid assurances, and he is feeling confident. He is feeling fine, and he knows his place on the team. He is not in a rush. He is just absolutely confident and at peace, and he knows he's coming up. He knows something, y'all. Mark my words right now. I'm never wrong about this. The way he acted, I was like, he knows. He's already had that conversation.
Right, put it in the books. Grace Monroe, she's predicting the future this Thursday, May 16th at 12:34 in the afternoon. Erica, I'm gonna throw it over to you. When it comes to the Martian watch, how you feeling?
I'm really excited that he's back. I feel like he's back way quicker than I expected. It was a bummer to see him get hurt, especially with all the last season woes. It was just like, are you serious? Like, of course, our bright star or a bright spot in a season, and it ends short. But yeah, I'm excited to see him come back. I'm excited that he got a hit yesterday, and I feel like, I mean, with what Grace is saying, maybe he knows his role and he is going to be in the minors for a while. But if he does come up, I feel like Grisham is the odd man out. It's going to be very interesting to see how they navigate having him back on that bench, especially with Verdugo doing so well, and then you already have Judge and Soto out there. So I'm interested to see what's going on. I feel like keeping him down in AAA is going to feel a little counterproductive, especially when you have Soto, a guy that he can learn from, a guy that he probably idolizes there in the majors for him to be with every day. So we'll just see what happens with that. But I mean, his ceiling is so high. Dominican Mike Trout. That's what I call him. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited, and I'm just glad that he's back.
That's a
and,
good
and
one.
we're able to witness. We are all witnesses.
Yeah. Yeah. FL Dive in the chat says, Grace, vision up the lottery numbers, please. We need the lottery numbers, and I think that's a fact right there. Rara said Erica is spitting nothing but facts. Absolutely, Erica. I'm gonna let you go and let you down because we're gonna wrap up after everybody goes. But appreciate you like always, Erica. 6 p.m. tonight we'll be doing a Yankees pregame show. Go ahead, Erica. I'll throw it over to you. Last thing before you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, I forgot to mention it before, but this Yankees team is made to be successful. I was looking at the stats. They're 7th in RBIs. I know that you guys were saying like we want to see more runs scored. This is just baseball now, unfortunately. It's long ball or whatever, but they're still 7th in all of MLB with our runners in scoring position. And they're 2nd in home runs, and they're 8th in hits. And then their pitching has been absolutely phenomenal without their ace. This feels really good. This season's feeling really good. I'm sure that in a couple weeks they'll go in a slump and then, the world's ending for us. But right now, ride it out. Love it. Again, shout out to Cashman. He's really built something special here. And yeah, we'll talk next time, guys.
Erica, appreciate you like always. That's my good friend Erica from Yankees Twitter. If you guys aren't on Yankees Twitter, please, we have great conversations. You meet great people like Erica, like Sierra, like my guy Swifty, and my guy Aaron Rodgers. There's a lot of us on there. My guy Ghost as well. Sunil, he be up there. He be acting up sometimes. We got to smack him in the face sometimes. But go ahead, TC. I'll throw it over to you. Let's get your take on the Martian, and then we'll go throw it over to Sunil, and then we'll wrap things up. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's great to see that he's he's ready to come up and he's he's first at bat, got a hit. But it's a good problem to have him there, and in case something happens, I'm not rushing him up. There's no way. He needs to get at bats, and I'm gonna say a good 2 months down there. Maybe after the All-Star break, I'm thinking is when we see Dominguez. But man, I can't wait to see the Soto Judge Dominguez combo. Oh my gosh, that is that's fantastic. And he gives us a lot of different options. He's a switch hitter. He can play the outfield. He can he's gonna play center. So it'll give Judge some time off. Because Judge needs some rest in center. He can't play the whole season out there. That toe is still gonna linger. So we got to have Judge for the long haul. So, and then unfortunately for Grisham, I think he is the odd man out. I don't think there's anybody else on this roster that will suffer. He's got to go. He's not performing. Even his, fielding is having some hiccups out there. So, but barring any injury, I think we don't see Dominguez until probably late July, early August. And, that gives us a fantastic playoff roster. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And again, we got over 290 people collectively watching us right now. We're going to do it one more time. If you guys can, please smack that like button. We're sitting on 71 likes right now on the stream. If you guys watching this, smack the like button. Let's try to get to 100 likes as close as we can as possible, and hit the emojis. Interact and react with the reactions and the emojis. Just smack that for the last few minutes so we can get more people in on the conversation. I definitely appreciate you guys. You guys are one of the best chats that are out there. I got a few chats that I want to bring up, and then I'll throw it over to Grace. I'll throw it over to Sunil. But my guy Ra the Great said Grace Monroe has made her predictions, and it is final. Absolutely. My guy Old Sarge said, stomp it with a y'all. Y'all. Absolutely, Sarge. You got to stamp that with a y'all. I think we have something we need to do. We need to get a stamp for Grace that says y'all, so she could just stamp stuff as facts. John O'Neill says Jason reminds me of Manny Ramirez. He lives to hit the baseball. He is a hitting savant. And of course, Eli BK said Grace is spitting nothing but facts. So now I'll throw it over to you. Sorry we got to you last. It's just as people pop up in the queue is how I bring you guys up. But I'll throw it over to you, and then we're going to wrap things up. Give us your take when it comes to The Martian and The Martian Watch.
So before I start, I got to say, Grace, I got connections over at The Voice with Blake Shelton and Reba McIntyre. So in case if they want any Yankee takes, I gave them your contact info. So if you get any contacts, you know where it came from.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There's no finder's fee for you, Sunil. Grace gets everything. Ain't no
No.
finder fee. All right.
No. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
I never mentioned that in the first place. Now, coming back on topic to the Martian, I see a round robin of 3 players at 3 different positions who we can easily platoon to make this happen and give each person adequate days off as well as adequate playing time. Go figure. Now, how would this work? You got Dominguez coming up in and in Grisham going
That's
down.
not
basically.
me. That's Celso. Just so you know, Grace, that is not me. That is okay. He literally made that in 2.3 seconds. Go ahead, Sunil. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, Celso's basically listening to a whole bunch of Jeff Foxworthy, blue comedy jokes, whatever. So here's how it works, and and unfortunately, it also involves giving Verdugo some time off. As far as Soto, Soto's got an entire case of Costco whiteout, basically waiting in case if Bood's got the cojones to basically take him out of the lineup. He's got that whiteout, that AI-enabled whiteout, ready to basically white out whoever's name they put in his place in right field. He's got to be in the lineup every day. We know that.
Yeah.
Now for the other two outfield positions and DH, we got a round robin going between Judge, Verdugo, and Dominguez. Dominguez has played left field as in the small sample set he got last year. So he can basically platoon with Verdugo.
Yeah.
Judge is in center field or DH. So whenever Judge is at DH, we got an outfield of Verdugo and Soto and Dominguez. So
it's a smart way to rotate and make sure you keep that's the way that you keep Juan Soto and Aaron Judge as fresh and as healthy as possible. And Giancarlo Stanton, use that DH as a rotating spot in the lineup so you can have Dominguez out there, so you can have Verdugo out there. But Sunil, I want to ask you, because like I said, we got to go to start wrapping things up. Prediction wise, when do you think that call up would happen? Do you think it happens before August, after August, or the month of September? When do you think the call up for Jasson Dominguez does happen?
I'm leaning before.
Before August?
Yeah. Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, because if his his rehab stints have started this week, as was said earlier this week, then that gives him more than enough time to basically ramp up. And Jigger's probably not going to like this, but Jigger, the IL has called and asked, where the fuck is Stanton?
Language, Sunil, went this whole entire episode without an F-bomb, and you want to drop an F-bomb. That's Sunil for you. But Sunil,
I know. I just did that.
As the garbage truck is passing my house now for some reason, making all this noise. Sunil, gonna let you go, brother, because we're gonna get ready to wrap things up. Appreciate you, my guy. Again, went the entire episode before Sunil messed it up. He messed it up with the F-bomb. But guys, appreciate you guys. Grace, I'll throw it over to you. Last words for these fine people before we get out of here. And you driving that sanitation truck, shut up. Go ahead.
First of all, Sunil, watch your mouth. How dare you wish the IL on Giancarlo Stanton? How dare you? I am literally, you're on my S list now, Sunil, okay? Because we don't put up with that talk around here. Thanks, y'all. I'm ready for the game tonight. I'm ready to sweep the Twins. I'm ready to go even further into first place ahead of the Orioles. I feel like we're in a really good place right now. Let's keep it rolling. And I think I don't think Stanton's in the lineup tonight. That's what Sierra said, I think. But yeah, I'm excited to go ahead and sweep the Twins. Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's go. TC, I'll throw it over to you. And before I throw it over to my good friend TC, I wanna highlight Anna Marie. Anna Marie said, if we had a swear jar, we'll be rolling in the dough right now. And that's a perfect segue. If you guys want to help us out, you guys can go to buyusacoffee.com/morningbrew sports to help support our broke asses over here at the Morning Brew Sports. One way that we're able to do our giveaways, we're able to do IRL events, it is because you guys help us out when it comes to super chats, when it comes to buying us a coffee. If you guys like doing super chats, that's awesome. Buying us a coffee allows us and helps us keep more of your guys' donation and support. YouTube takes 30% of everything we make, and buy me a coffee, it only takes 5%, and that 5% is literally just the transaction fees. So again, appreciate you guys. If you guys can, if you guys want, just go to buymeacoffee.com/morningbrew sports, and you guys can help us out over there. TC, I'll throw it over to you. Last words for the beautiful people.
Yeah, real quick hot take for Sunil and Grace. Stanton is not going to be on the IL this whole season. That's a hot take. He's making the whole year. Okay. All right, Sunil. No way. Okay. So also, this is today's game. Grisham is starting. Today we win. This is going to be the first game Grisham starts that we win. He's going to come through. Clark Schmidt is going to shove again. I say he gives up 2 runs, 6 innings. Good game. I'm going to predict 8-3 Yankees today. That's what I predicted earlier on NFE show. So I'm going to stick with that. And thanks again, chat. As always, everybody that showed up, Damian and Erica and Old Sarge and Sunil and Jonathan and Ghost. Nice to meet you, Ghost. And Grace, of course. You killed it again. And let's go Yankees.
Yeah, shout out to my guy Crackle Nuts. Crackle Nuts, I can attest to that. Crackle Nuts never said a curse word in his life. Shout out to my guy Crackle Nuts that's in the chat. Appreciate you. But I got the Yankees lineup. I got it off of Twitter. I want to go through it right now. Like you said, Anthony Volpe is a shortstop leading it off. Juan Soto is in right field. Aaron Judge, a half day off at DAs. Alex Verdugi is in left field cleaning it up. Gleyber Torres is at second. Anthony Rizzo is at first. Austin Wells is the catcher today. You got John Birdie in the lineup, and then you got the winless one, Trent Grisham. Hopefully, the New York Yankees can get a win with Trent Grisham in the lineup. But until next time, until this Tuesday, make sure you guys tune in 6 p.m. tonight and 6 p.m. tomorrow on Twitter Spaces. We're going to do a Yankees post-game today, pre-game tomorrow. But I am Hector. That's my friend Grace Monroe, and that's my friend TC Stills. You can catch us over here at the Morning Brew Sports every Tuesday, Thursday, 11 a.m. And until next time, drink some water. Sunil, stop cursing. And like always, deuces.